Let's go live to Brad Palmer at Joe Robbie Stadium in Miami. Brad?
Well, Mark, I spent the morning with Ditka. We were playing some golf, and he told me that they're going to play to win tonight, but winning isn't the important thing. Just as you said, they want to get a look at a lot of people. And Jim Harbaugh will play about the first quarter and a half, Willis a quarter and a half. The other two quarterbacks will each get a couple of series in the fourth quarter. But as I said, we were playing golf this morning. That's Ditka's favorite pastime. He loves to play. And there was one incident that we've got to show you. It came on the 17th hole at the TPC at Eagle Trace outside Fort Lauderdale when Ditka pulled out a 7-iron on the 165-yard par 3. Watch closely. You aren't going to believe what happened. Boy, you talk about letting out the shaft. That's all Ditka really wound up with. He planted the club head into the ground. Now, we didn't count that stroke, but Ditka lost the hole anyway.
It's a waggle wiener.
It really was a wiener. And then at 18, Ditka had this putt from off the fringe to get par. And this gave him an 87, and that was 3 better than anybody else. But afterwards, I asked him about that phantom tee shot back on 17.
When the club's broke, it's going to break, you know. That's so much power in that swing, Brad. You know, it was like Greg Norman. I felt like Greg Norman hitting that thing, and then the ball didn't move. I figured, uh-oh, did I whip it? No, I know I didn't whip it. But, the club was broke. I knew it was breaking, so it just has to be reshafted.
Well, you know, it seems to me Mike Ditka is a lot more relaxed than I've seen him in a long time, and I think the reason is that he's getting in more golf. And anyway, we are in the football tonight, and we're going to have reports at 5, 6, and 10 as the Bears open the preseason against the Miami Dolphins. It was back here in '87 that the Bears opened up Joe Robbie Stadium. Live from Fort Lauderdale, North Miami, I guess. Brad Palmer, Channel 7, Eyewitness News. Mark?
Hey, Brad, everyone's wondering, what's the ruling on that? Did you let him re-tee it up again?
It was a stroke because he had intent to hit the ball. But listen, it was Ditka. I needed an interview afterwards. I said, Mike, forget it. He put his next ball in the water, made 4. I got 3. I won the hole, but he killed me anyway.
Good thinking, Brad. Very good strategy. We'll check in with you at 5.
The one man who epitomizes the Bears is Mike Ditka. He won championship rings for the Bears, both as a player and a coach. You won't find a tougher competitor. But 2 years ago, the job almost got the best of him.
We are absolutely an atrocious football team at this point right now. Now, I don't know if we're capable of winning another football game. I don't think we are at this point. This football team is in disarray, and we are not very good.
It was the low point in Ditka's coaching career, but he learned from it and came back a better person and a better coach.
Stay lower, fellas, stay lower. You don't want to leave your feet when you're doing that. That guy hits you, will knock you right on your...
The competitive fires still burn within Mike Ditka, but they are no longer out of control.
Mike, are you sort of a new man? Talking to some of your players, I get the feeling that you've taken more of an interest or tried to get closer to your players. And the door's always been open, but now a lot of guys are afraid to come in. Are they coming in now?
Well, I don't think they come in as much because it's amazing to me, no matter what you do, that they still fear you. And I mean, they think you're some kind of a ogre, and I'm not. I mean, I've never been that way, but I've always had an interest in my players from day one. And I joke around with them a little more than I used to. And I think I know which ones to joke around with and which ones not to. And, yeah, I frequent with them a little bit more than I used to. But I wanted to do those things, but you got to be careful when you're the coach. You can't do too many things. I mean, you can't be a player again, and you can't be on the same level. There's a difference there. I'm the coach, they're the player. Now, I can be, if I put myself on their level, then we lose one entity. We lose the fact that I'm the coach. And I got to be careful about doing that. But I have tried to become closer with them. I really have.
Mike Ditka. Have you seen a change in him in the last year or so?
Hitting the golf ball better than he has in the past, you know. But no, I think he's become a little more reachable. The guys feel like they can talk to him a little more than they had in the past. I don't think he's changed his coaching philosophy. Bottom line, he wants to win, and he does it the way, you know, he was taught and the way he played, and it's very effective.
Everybody here wants to play for Mike Ditka, and I'll tell you why, for two reasons, I think. The first is that he's the type of coach that doesn't ask you to do anything that he wouldn't have done as a football player. You watch some of these ESPN highlights and stuff like that where he's running over people. I mean, it gets me kind of jacked. And then he comes out here and, you know, the things that the two-a-day sessions, the things that we go through, everything he asked us to do, he did when he was a player. The other thing I like about him the most, I guess, is that he's a fair coach. And the best players are going to play. And it doesn't matter whether he likes you or whether he hates you. But I think he's going to put the best 22 guys out on the field, and that's all you can really ask for.
You're back for a 10th year, a new 3-year contract. You told Mike Singletary, Mike, your body will tell you when it's time to retire. What's going to tell Mike Ditka when it's time to retire?
Well, I think in football what tells you it's time to retire is when you don't like it anymore, when it's no more a challenge, and when you don't want to get up and fight it and put up with the things you put up with, because it's not easy. The things that are not easy are the losses, you know. People think that, you know, when you lose, I go home and go to bed real easily and don't worry about it. The losses affect me more than anybody, the fans, the team, the media. So, I'm affected the most by that. But I've always said that I would like to coach until I felt that I didn't want to do it again, or the Bears didn't want me to do it. When the Bears don't want me to be their coach, I think they'll tell me, and I think I'll walk away. There's going to be no big issue that anybody's been wrong, because I've enjoyed it for so long. I've been doing it for 31 years now, and it's you got to say I've been blessed, or I've been lucky, or I've done something right or something to be able to be in it 31 straight years. I mean, somebody up there got to like me a little bit. I mean, it doesn't work that way. I mean, this was a heck of a script, you know. Coming out Aliquip, it's gone pretty much, make a pretty good movie.
It would.
You could play me. You got the cigar, you need the hair.
Well, the Cowboys don't have any Pro Bowlers on defense. Their defense has been #1 in the league for the last 8 weeks. In fact, the Cowboys rank in the top 6 in the key stats: running the football, defending the run, passing efficiency, defending the pass. The Bears haven't fared too well over the course of the season, and much worse if you plug in the Bears' last 3 road games. Look how the numbers drop. Bears don't figure to have much success running the football or passing against Dallas, and the Cowboys figure to be able to do both. You know, a loss would give the Bears their losingest season since Abe Gibbon was coach, and frankly, I don't see how the Bears can avoid it. I got to go with Dallas to win the season finale by a score of 24-10.
I try to do this with class. I don't know if I can. Scripture tells you that all things shall pass. This too shall pass. Regrets, just a few. But too few to remember. I can't sing it quite as good as he did. 32 years. And I have a lot of people to thank.
This whole thing was really inevitable. You knew it was going to happen sooner or later. I remember when Mike Ditka went into Michael McCaskey's office back in 1986 after he fired Jerry Venezia as general manager. He cussed Mike McCaskey out. Those two really just coexisted up here. They were never on the same page. And Mike McCaskey took the first opportunity he had to get rid of Ditka. And because of the things that Ditka said, Ditka almost forced the issue, really, saying that if he was going to stay, he had to have control. That kind of put the ball right in McCaskey's court. And throw in the losing record, McCaskey saw his opening, and he took it. Mike Ditka kind of swallowed hard at today's news conference, but after it was all said and done, he said he really had no regrets.
You know, the Bears will come back. Mike Ditka will survive. I'll land on my feet. There's no problem about that. I don't worry about that. I worry about how this organization is perceived. I believe it will go forward. It will try to do the things necessary to make the adjustments to get through the 90s the way it should. I would hope that. It's pretty hard to erase 17 years. how much else I can say, but thank you. I appreciate it, and this too shall pass.
Mike McCaskey has changed everything now. With Mike Ditka, the only thing he hasn't changed is a stadium. Live from Lake Forest, Brad Palmer, Channel 7 Eyewitness News. Tim?
All right, Brad, thanks very much.
He was, only a few months ago, as big a star as any player in the National Football League. Other teams put their best players on the covers of their media guides. The Bears put 9 faces of Mike Ditka. Ditka was the Bears. The Bears were Ditka. It was not a good year for either of them. The Bears finished the season with a 5-11 record, the worst in Ditka's 11 seasons as coach. Ditka didn't lose only games this season, he lost control. He lost it with his players. He lost it with the media.
You want to talk about football, you talk about it. If you think this is a goddamn soap opera, you're full of...
He lost it with the fans. Ditka, who suffered a heart attack a couple of years ago, had always been explosive. But while his Bears were winning 2/3 of their games and a Super Bowl, few people objected.
In the past, it's been perceived as sort of a sideshow and a lot of fun. The difference is this year, I think some of his antics have contributed to the losses.
Regrets? Just a few. But too few to remember. I can't sing it quite as good as he did.
But Ditka always did it his way. Dick Schaap, ABC News.